Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. The fourth round of sanctions imposed by the United States on Huawei was in March 2021, and there has been no action since then. It is estimated that the United States feels that the sanctions have achieved their effect. But the United States is once again paying attention to Huawei, because Huawei launched the Kirin 9000S chip in the Mate 60 Pro mobile phone, which attracted the attention of the United States. They did not believe that Huawei could bypass US technology to manufacture chips. So the US repeated its old tactics and attempted to arrest Huawei executives with criminal charges. The United States is once again paying attention to Huawei. The United States has never stopped paying attention to Huawei. However, after the implementation of 4 rounds of sanctions, the United States also stopped for a while when seeing Huawei's business status. Among these 4 rounds of sanctions, the first round occurred in May 2019. The U.S. Department of Commerce included Huawei on the Entity List, prohibiting U.S. companies from selling technology and products to Huawei. This means that Huawei is unable to purchase chips, operating systems and other key components from the United States, which has a great impact on its business worldwide. The U.S. government has also imposed restrictions on Huawei's 5G technology and prohibited U.S. public departments from using Huawei's 5G equipment. In addition, a series of sanctions have also been imposed on Huawei's chip foundry and parts procurement. These sanctions have had a certain impact on Huawei's global business, but Huawei is still working hard to find new solutions to deal with these challenges. Historically, Huawei is the first private company to withstand so many rounds of sanctions from the United States. The United States has used the power of the state to achieve its goal of defeating Huawei. Everyone has seen Huawei's tenacity and has never stopped. Now it is finally over. See the fog. The new Kirin 9000S chip has appeared and is used in the new Mate 60 Pro machine, which has attracted renewed attention from the United States. The United States was curious about how the Kirin 9000S chip was manufactured under the blockade, and whether it used American technology. The United States could not get answers to these questions, so it began to make speculations, accusing Huawei of violating US rules and bans under groundless names, and even the repetition of old tricks began. America repeats its old tricks. Not long after the Huawei Mate 60 Pro mobile phone, media and laboratory organizations from various countries obtained the mobile phone through various channels and disassembled it as soon as possible. It can be confirmed that it is not equipped with Qualcomm Snapdragon chip, but Huawei's self-developed Kirin chip, or the latest Kirin 9000S that has never appeared. U.S. lawmakers immediately announced that they would terminate all technology exports to Huawei, believing that Huawei violated U.S. rules, otherwise it would be impossible to manufacture this chip. The White House also expressed its intention to investigate the chip information of this mobile phone. In mid-September, top U.S. officials sent a letter to Biden, urging him to further suppress Huawei, including stopping the issuance of licenses and challenging Huawei executives' criminal charges. Of course, these are still in the stage of appeals and have not carried out actual actions, but at least they send a signal that in the subsequent actions of the Biden administration, the arrest of Huawei executives with criminal proceedings may not be ruled out. The United States has done this kind of thing more than once. France's Alstom was once a competitor of the United States in the energy field. In order to obtain Alstom's energy business, the United States arrested Alstom executive Pierucci and put him behind bars. It wasn't until Alstom sold its energy business to General Electric that Pierucci was able to see the light of day again. At the end of 2018, the United States operated behind closed doors to allow Canada to arrest Huawei Chief Financial Officer Meng Wanzhou. The United States used long-arm jurisdiction to try to extradite Meng Wanzhou to the United States and file criminal charges against her. Fortunately, the United States did not succeed. With the efforts of Huawei and the country, Meng Wanzhou returned to China smoothly in September 2021. Now the United States wants to repeat its old tricks and is trying to control other countries' corporate executives through criminal prosecutions. It has reached the point of lawlessness. Naturally, this cannot allow the United States to do what it wants. Huawei no longer has business in the United States, and there is no need to act based on the face of the United States. It can just do its own business well. Huawei takes advantage of the situation. The United States has threatened to impose stricter sanctions on Huawei, but in fact there is nothing left to do. The United States believes that Huawei has violated US rules, but to this day the United States has not provided conclusive evidence. As for how the Kirin 9000S chip is made, the United States does not have an accurate answer. If so, it would not be an appeal, but a practical action. The more the United States shouts about increasing sanctions, the more anxious it appears, because they may realize that the technical restrictions of strict blockade can no longer stop Huawei. Looking at the issue from Huawei's perspective, will it launch chips that use American technology and are easily targeted by the United States and cause trouble? This does not give the United States a reason to act. Looking at Huawei's scientific research achievements in the past few years, we have made technological breakthroughs that are not beautified one after another, including Hongmeng operating system, Kunlun glass, satellite calls, etc. These are not American technologies. Even if the United States knows about the existence of the Hongmeng system, the United States can't say anything. After all, it has nothing to do with them. Huawei is always ready to take advantage of the situation. What are the US restrictions, and what are Huawei's breakthroughs? It is such a difficult thing to build the Hongmeng system ecosystem. Huawei has also achieved coverage of 700 million devices in conjunction with domestic manufacturers. As for the seemingly impossible thing about the return of chips, as long as we work hard and overcome difficulties, we can also take a crucial step. Time will tell everything. The so-called violation of ban rules in the United States is just their unwillingness to face reality.